So how are men and women psychologically different?
I think the things that in a relationship sense,
Just overall. Maybe in terms of priorities, it could be...
Priority for women is far more protection than men need. Men don't need protection from women. They need more appreciation, and they need access and appreciation. They need access to her, like she gives them love and affection, but they need appreciation for what they do. That combination of access, even physically, they need sexual affirmation, they need physical touch, combined with appreciation, they're relatively happy. For women, they as much as they want you to be emotionally connected to them and all this good stuff, the key thing that they unconsciously want is somebody far more intelligent than them. And they don't mean intelligent like he's a CEO, he's a boss. They mean intelligent enough to recognize that when she might be lying, when something doesn't add up, when her truths are not adding up, when her behavior is not adding up. They like that in a man, because when they see that he can't connect the dots, they start to think that they are more intelligent than him, and then they start to think that they're more powerful than him, and then they can become manipulative. But when you're with a man that loves you and appreciates you, but he still wants to fact check what you're saying, and he still wants to make sure that, hey, listen, are you correct in this, what you're saying? And fact checking him, she appreciates that knowledge in the long run. So I think naively believing everything they say, they don't like it. Whereas for a man, naively believing what he says, he loves that in you. He thinks that you're his biggest fan.
Also coincide with distrust.
Yes.
Like in such a way, if she's saying, oh, I'm going to go to the grocery store, doesn't it seem a little excessive to be like, oh, you really go? Who was there at the grocery store?
Here's what I would say is there's a fine line between being toxic and being aware. The key with awareness is you're not judging her based on, you're not like misinterpreting everything and distrusting and being toxic, what you're doing. It's more of a case of you've picked a woman who's naturally as invested in the relationship as you are to her. You're equally invested in each other. You're equally attracted to each other. You've equally sworn off alternatives. You've already made that assessment first, then you fall in love with her. What men do is kind of attach to her first and then figure out if she's invested, if she's attracted, and then hopefully make sure that and try and make her all of those things. The better thing to do is select a woman who's already interested, attracted, invested, and loyal to begin with, then go forward. So it's more the pre-checking than the aftermath.
It's interesting what you're saying seems to be a little bit countercultural to what at least people are saying nowadays. Like we had Justin Weller on the podcast, and he said one of the most important things a guy can do in a relationship is to set his frame, which I think is kind of what you were saying, where it's like guys need to kind of call out this sort of behavior. They should not allow, I don't know, disrespect or something like that.
But the key is pre. If you do it post, it's too late. It's pre in the selection process. I'm so sorry to interrupt. You were going to say, yeah.
No, I think that's a really important thing to stipulate. Yeah, I don't know. I found what he was saying really interesting. And also, you say that women need to be able to submit to their men. Can you explain that?
What I mean by me being able to submit is not blindly because he's the man and therefore I'm submitting and I'm going to worship you because you're the man. It doesn't work that way. It works more a way that I see that you are very protective. You're a good provider. You're protective. You're smart. You're intelligent. You can make decisions without me having to kind of guide you all the way. As a result of your traits, I naturally want to submit. It's a bit like having a great manager at work.